Greetings, everyone. We're speaking about teen vaping today and the harms amongst it. Imagine something small enough to fit in your pocket, yet powerful enough to rewire a teenager's brain. That is what vaping has become. Many teens believe vaping is harmless, just flavored vapor. But is that the truth? Vaping exposes teens to nicotine, toxic chemicals, and as we see here from our reports in February of 2019 from the NIH, the rise among teens from the past year, from 8th grade through 11th, it's gone from 17.6% among 8th graders. For 10th graders, 32.3%, and 11th graders, 37.3%. And that's all in the past year. Now, if we move over here to what teens say they are vaping, you can see the different categories we have, which are nicotine, marijuana, and flavored vape, basically. Our nicotine is coming in at its highest. The the marijuana is really not as high. It seems like the nicotine and the flavored vapor is kind of going toe to toe, which makes sense because the flavor vapes are basically nicotine because the nicotine is stuck, it's inside the vape, just in the flavor of whichever one you would like. So long-term health risk at a time, there's long-term health risk. Their brains and bodies are still developing. Teen vaping is growing public health threats. And it matters because it harms youth health, increases addiction, and puts their future at risk. Today, I will explain why teen vaping is rising and why it is dangerous and what we must do to stop it. First, let's look at why vaping has become so common amongst teens. Vaping has risen because e-cigarettes are marketed as trendy, flavored, and safe. Teens see them on social media, in schools, and among among friends. Many devices don't even look like tobacco, so they feel harmless. Most vapes contain nicotine, which is highly addictive and changes how the teenager develops. It affects memory, attention, and impulse control. Vape aerosols also contain toxic chemicals that damage the lungs and heart. If we look over here to the risk in 2024 from the CDC, preventing chronic diseases. In 2024, 41.2% youth use e-cigarettes at a moderate to severe and has gotten moderate to severe symptoms of depression and anxiety. 21% did not even use e-cigarettes. But 31.9%, the remainder of teens use but do not show symptoms. Which, as we know, it all depends on the body type. And it all depends on where you are physically and mentally. This means teens are not just vaping, they are training their brains for addiction risk. They're risking lifelong health problems. So if this problem is serious, what can we do about it? We can educate our teens about the real dangers, support schools, and have conversations with our teens. But on a positive note, if we look at our SurveyMonkey, Common Sense Media, and the views on anti-vaping information, teens have learned that risk or harms to vaping has had a higher percentage through social media then vaping is healthier than smoking cigarettes, which would be that negative. So 72% versus 34%. Most has pushed more towards risk or harms of vaping, seeing that, learning that on the internet versus learning how vaping is basically just healthier than smoking cigarettes. It's okay. But they've also seen how to stop vaping through content creators, through influencers, through friends, family, and mostly social media. That's our teens are the most influenced by today. They have shown how to stop vaping, 38% versus how to use vaping devices and showing teens how to use them at 15%. So we're seeing a little positive through social media with anti-vaping information that teens, the advertisements are getting out there, the campaigns are getting out there, and we are making some type of fate towards pushing this positive message out there. This brings me to the most important part. Why this truly matters. Where are we at? Teen vaping matters because teens are not just statistics. They are classmates. They are our children, and they are our future. So if we ignore vaping, we allow this addiction to spread. But if we speak up, educate, we can protect an entire generation. Which kind of brings me to our HHS, Health and Human Services, that gives us several options on how to help our youth today when it comes to vaping. We can help our youth identify what causes their stress or anxiety. We can encourage positive stress management. We can provide support when youth feel stressed. Reach out to family, friends, or reach out to them if you know someone that is going through something and you see them doing something that is abnormal. Because one thing about teens is they go outside the box. When you know that something's not normal with them, and family members and friends know that something is not right, that's the time to reach out. So we need to teach youth how they can manage their feelings of stress by taking care of themselves. Within taking care of ourselves comes with our last bullet point, which is empowering youth to stay active. You must stay active. Being active distracts the brain from negativity. So teen vaping is a real threat, rising by the speed of lightning. But if we catch it, we can stop it by awareness, action, and support. Talk to teens. Share facts. Support prevention. And also, by doing that, we're protecting our youth today. And that protects our society tomorrow. Thank you.